this show is set in the time frame of the 60s when there was a lot of social change going on, particularly in the South. It presages the beginning of the civil rights movement, and that's kind of the backdrop, is that Southern combination of Southern gentility and also the kind of tension and prejudice that's underneath that society.
The message to me is that we're not alone. No matter who we are, those who enter our lives touch us and change it forever. And that's what I think this show tells us.
Miss Daisy is a unique show in a lot of ways because it's a small character piece, and it's in a lot of ways very different than anything I've seen on the Possum stage, because you have basically three characters interacting, and it's about their relationships with one another and how those relationships develop over a course of decades.
Hoke's character, very strong character, kind of reminds me of my grandfather from North Carolina. Strong man, very frail, but very strong in the same sense. Hoke's a family man that I kind of learned as I'm reading the script, him and caring for his babies and working for someone that's not too kind to people of color.
In this one, I think people should come because it reflects their own lives in a lot of ways, aspects of their lives that sometimes they're so caught up in that they miss. So our guys are going to show you on the stage what it looks like in 25 years and how big a difference people make in our lives, even though we may not always be aware of it.
One of the things that I like about the play is that, and particularly about Miss Daisy, is that it makes it quite clear that we as humans often are unaware of our own biases. Miss Daisy says repeatedly that she's not prejudiced, and Boolie should know that. But of course she is, but she doesn't realize it. And the play is it shows how this relationship with this one particular person, because of the growth of the relationship, she matures and grows out of that prejudice.
And if there was ever a show that showed transitions, I think this is one of them. How many shows do you get an opportunity to do that reflect 25 years in the lives of people?
It's also just a really well-written play. There isn't a phony line in the play. There isn't a bad line in the play. It is just one of those things, you sit down, you read it, and you have to turn the page. And when I heard that Possums was doing it, I knew that this had to be a show I had to be a part of.
Arts are important. Supporting community arts and the people who invest their time and energies to give life to stories, how can you miss that? I mean, the arts are important. That's why you should come.